So we're talking about electrical safety. Now, it's kind of interesting actually that the question of jewelry came up, because you would think that by now we would know that, and that's normally not what happens. We do have a problem with jewelry. We don't have a problem with jewelry just in the issue of electrical, but we also have it in other areas of safety. Just kind of an example, back when I was young and dumb, I was driving an old truck. At the time it wasn't an old truck, but it was one of those trucks where you could unscrew your door lock. And somebody had taken that off, and I jumped out of the vehicle, and I had a small pinky ring my girlfriend gave me, and I looked down and I noticed that it was missing. And then I turned around and looked for it, looked at my hand again, but I looked at it a different way and I saw the ring was there. It was interesting. The ring was one way and not the other. And so what we end up finding is situations where we have, what happened actually, let me just get back to that. It actually entered the finger and up inside. And because it was out in the munitions field, we didn't want anybody to know that I was wearing jewelry out there like everybody else that was wearing jewelry. And so we kind of hid that one. That's the stupid things about safety, and that happens. But in electrical, it's really critical that we understand the whole issue of jewelry, especially on the flight line and anywhere. And we really don't talk about arc flash here in this course like we probably should, but that's just part of the fact that the 30-hour really doesn't get into it. It's really more job specific. But there's other things about electricity that we need to be concerned with, a lot of issues about safety. One, understanding how important it is to control safety, control that energy. That's the reason why we talk about lockout, tagout in safety briefings and such. And we also talk about how do we handle electricity. Take a look at some of the take a look at some of the pictures that I have posted. Some of those are ones that I've pulled off, like the drill motor. That's a picture of a piece of equipment we actually had on site. I can't believe that. Also take a look at the other pictures. Some of those are what students have sent me, and others regarding other safety issues. So take a look at those and see what your opinion is, especially the one with the electrical gate box extension cord, okay? So what did you think of the pictures? Some interesting pictures there. And you can find those all over the web. Now, I want to talk about an issue that we have here on campus, and just about everywhere we go at workplaces, you've got these boxes right here. Aren't those sweet? These are those nice boxes that we put in there. And then what we end up doing is we plug our computers into it, we plug our printers into it, we plug our microwaves into it, we plug other boxes into it. And one of the things that you have to remember about electrical safety is, one, making sure that you don't plug in. If you plug one of these, I got my computer plugged in, go straight to the wall. You cannot, you should not, you can get fined for it if you plug one of these into another. And I'll tell you, you go into a lot of job sites, you're going to see that as an issue. So make sure that you check that out. Also make sure you check out the box, make sure it's a correct one. There are some of these boxes out there now, not only are they for issues of extra sparks of joules and all that, but they'll also have a device inside the cord itself that, should it overheat or cause a fire, it will cut the circuit. It, of course, makes this unusable, but it cuts the circuit, and then it makes it also safer. A little bit more expensive. I always recommend those to college students. If you're going to go live in the dorms, get those, because one of the things you don't want to be responsible for is burning down the dormitory. Anyway, those are some of the issues regarding electrical safety. Anyway, back to it. Understand what electrical safety is. Understand what it means. What's a GFCI? What are some of the shutoffs that are necessary? What does it all mean? how many volts, or how about millivolts, will it cause? Can you get shocked? See, that's the issue. Somebody says, well, how many volts is it? Well, it's really amps, and that's the GFCI. Make sure that you study that and understand how a GFCI works. And so that's pretty much the electrical side of the house. From this point, some good discussions again on why you shouldn't wear jewelry, but I think there's a lot more that we can discuss in electrical safety, and so discuss that with your friends, discuss that with your coworkers. What are some of the issues regarding electrical safety? What are some of the biggest hazards out there for you? And so be aware of that, and also know that some of the tertiary standards that we look at is the NEC, the National Electric Code. So be aware of that. Also take a look at what the International Building Codes reflect and some of the other documents out there regarding electricity.